Good morning, everybody. My mic doesn't want to. You're gonna move today? Haha. Hello. Good morning. Welcome to Blockchain Brunch. Soon to be hired and wired. We're making a transition, guys. I'm super excited about it. I know some of you saw it on LinkedIn the other day. But we are going to be the tech recruiters. The crypto recruiters has been an era for us. 6 years of the crypto recruiters, 6 years the crypto recruiter. And we're expanding. So we're getting a plethora of requests for blockchain and AI, SaaS, and fintech jobs. So we're shifting gears a little bit because sometimes people look at us and they're like, oh, crypto. It's like, no, we do much more. I'm going to show you our new website, which I'm super excited about and I'm super proud of. And we're going to talk about open jobs. We've got, how many jobs do we have open? Hold on. Got a lot of open jobs. All right. Beautiful. 12 open roles. Fabulous. But good morning. Let me know that you're here. Let me also check that we are actually streaming. Isn't this so much fun? Mute tab. Always love blockchain. Look at it on stream to make sure it's live. And comments aren't loading. Love that for us. All right. Beautiful. So there are no comments. Love that. Let me know that you're here, guys. Say hello. Say good morning. I want to know. Mike, woohoo! New website. New website. I am so excited. I'll show you guys in a second. Why don't we start with open jobs? And today's going to be a little bit different. Less jobs in the industry, though I can pull those up. I didn't have time to do too much research. Let me tell you where I was last week. So I was in Vegas, per usual, and I had a 27-hour trip home. If anybody would like to hear this story, let me know, but I'll save you the details. 27 hours. Oh my God. So that's why we didn't make it to Blockchain Brunch. Hamad, good morning. Jamar, I apologize. Good morning. Let's jump into jobs. So I have 3 senior Flutter developers open. I have 2 QA analysts slash, what's the word I'm looking for? Engineers, but the formal title is analyst. I have 4 senior backend engineers. Now this one's interesting. These are Java engineers that are interested in blockchain, a rare opportunity. So most times our clients are looking for those that have proven experience, right? If they're going to invest in our service, it's got to be the perfect person. Good morning, Lynn. Good morning, Crystal. Mike, you are dressed up in yellow, not green. Green is the color of money. You know it. We're switching it up a little bit. I think it's time to say goodbye to the yellow hoodies. As much as I don't love that, it's like the crypto recruiters are growing up. So back to the jobs we have open. I have a protocol engineer. That job description is actually changing a little bit. I have a marketing manager. Shockingly, I have a community manager for an AI company. Surprise. And then a product manager. So those are the jobs I've opened. Good morning, Sebastian. Good morning, Jasmine. Okay, I would love to hear it. I've never been to Vegas. Here we go. So we leave Vegas. So Vegas is fabulous. I'm there like 2 or 3 times a year. Good morning, Ahmet. Good morning, Richard. Jamar G works C2C. We do not. Dick Miba, hello. Good morning. So we're in Vegas and it's time to leave. So it's like 1 PM. I'm like, okay, great, let's go. So we get in the air and there's a storm in Chicago and it's already a 4-hour flight. So we're like 3 hours in and the pilot's like, hey guys, we're going to slow down and just hover because there's a storm in Chicago and we're going to hover. But don't worry, we've got 3 hours of reserve fuel. And I'm like, that's a weird thing to say, but okay. So anyway, like 2 hours go by of just hovering. And then they're like, okay, we're going to take you to Madison, Wisconsin to refuel. I'm like, okay, perfect. That's fine. We'll go to Madison, Wisconsin to refuel. So we get to Madison and then they're like, all right, guys, we're going to refuel and maybe we'll get a gate. 3 hours later. All right, we got a gate. I'm like, okay, that's great. Does that mean we're canceling the flight? And they're like, no. But legally, we do have to let you go and get off the plane if you want. We hope you don't, because we could take off for Chicago at any moment. And I'm like, all right, let's go. Let's get off the plane. I've been on this flight for 6 hours. I am done, ready to go. Nay, we stay on the flight. Okay. An hour later, the flight attendants and the pilot go, okay, everybody off. We're canceling the flight. I'm like, great. So during said time on the flight, I was looking at hotels to try to figure out, like, where could we go? Now, keep in mind, I'm only 2 hours and 2 minutes from my house. So I could Uber, and I'm pushing like, hey guys, let's Uber. I know it's $500, but what is worth being home right now? But I'm with my family. My family says, no, we want to get a hotel. I'm like, okay. So we're at the desk getting vouchers. And then my husband calls the hotel, booked. And I'm like, don't worry. I called a different hotel. I got us a room with 3 bedrooms, and I just need the good to go, and we'll book it. So everybody's like freaking out. And they're like, how did you do that? I'm like, because I am prepared. So we got into the hotel. Everything was fine. Hotel, gorgeous, lovely. Almost better than the hotel in Vegas. We sleep for 6 hours. We get up the next morning. We order Starbucks. Starbucks order is wrong. That sets the mood for the day. So then we get to the airport and we're there. The flight is delayed. Okay. So the flight is delayed. Fine. And we're waiting there and it's delayed again. And then all of a sudden they're like, all right, everybody, we're boarding. And then we get on board, delayed again. So I'm stuck on this plane. And I am so done with this plane. And then finally we get home. I miss blockchain brunch. I was very upset to miss blockchain brunch. And I'm having like all these DMs that I got to get back to. So your girl took a nap. And that was my 27-hour flight story. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Anyway, Jasmine, good morning. Sebastian, good morning. Amet, good morning. Richard, good morning. Jeremy, GM. Hi, everybody. Christos. I didn't know how I ended up here, but I love this. I'm currently looking for an internship entry-level position. If my background aligns with what you're looking for, please feel free to shoot me a DM. I love that. Mike, marketing manager. I've got peeps. I was going to call you later this afternoon. Lynn, green for St. Patrick's Day, belated. Actually, it's one of the new colors for us. So we're expanding past the yellow. We are getting into green, blue, purple, still yellow. Don't worry. I wouldn't let that go. But a dear friend of mine, Mike, who actually did an audit for us, which was incredible. So if you need help with marketing, you need help with your brand, you need to reach out to Mike Hernan. Am I saying your name correctly? Hernan? I should know this. We've been friends for like 6 years. I apologize. That's on me. But Mike did a free audit for us. He came up with a beautiful color palette. I personally like a bright yellow. It's FFF00. But Mike reminded me, it's not about what I like. It's about what our customers like. And our customers might not like neon bright yellow. That's where we are. Okay. Good evening from Kenya. Tiffany, hello. Chantel, hello. New colors, all the new colors. Okay. Why don't we dive into the new website? Would anybody like to see the new website? I'm going to assume you're saying yes. Heron, Mike Heron. I'm saying it no completely. Okay. Wonderful. Embarrassing for me, but that's okay. Mike Heron, everybody, please, a round of applause. All right, so going back, let me share the screen, and you all know I love sharing the screen, and I'm really good at it. Hold on. Which screen? I got new glasses, but I can't see. Oh, share the audio. Share. Let's bring it up, ladies and gentlemen. Ta-da! Ooh, the tech recruiters, talent for companies operating at the edge. Do you see this cute little like line thing? Look at that. Look how cute that is. Look at it. Just look at it. I love it. So Mike was so kind to pick out the colors for us. See, we still got the yellow. Nobody panic, but it's just not as bright. So there's a couple of things that we've got here. Our claim to fame. 3 to 5 initial days to a candidate intro. We've got a 98% retention rate, 400 successful placements, and a 100% refund guarantee, because I want you to be just as confident as we are in your next hire. Here's some industry standards. Here's some of our advantages. Okay, I know this is all very boring to you guys, but there are a couple verticals. Don't mind this. This is not a design flaw. That's not Mike's fault. We've got engineering, operational. So we're doing two things. We are killer with engineers, but we're also killer with like product managers, marketing, accountants. I actually just filled a head of accounting role. So we can do a lot, but these are going to be our specialties: blockchain, fintech, AI, SaaS. So if you go here, look at this. Oh my God, it's still yellow. Don't worry, right? There are some of the rules that we place if you scroll down. And I love that it's got more information. Isn't this just a beautiful website? Isn't it? Can I just say that for myself? Fintech Blue. We've got the roles that we placed in the past, the timeline, the process, and then what's going on in the space. So that's something that also goes into, see, here's the green, AI. Okay, moving on. One last one, and then I promise I'll let you go. Purple for SaaS. Don't we love this? Isn't it so much fun? Okay, so what's really cool is what we built is a infrastructure audit. So one of our best clients is Binance US. I'm gonna put my name in here. Look how it's filling out on the bottom. Emily, if you could type at thetechrecruiters.com. So exciting. I spent a lot on that domain, but we'll just leave that there. Funding stage, seed. Look at all this right here. Look at this. So cool. So cool. All right. So now it's going to select the primary sector. So let's say we're in fintech. Look at this. We can pick the roles that we're hiring for. And then the urgency. So let's say we're hiring a head of product, but I actually need 2. Critical, need them immediately. And then I've got 2 product managers on the team. Look at this. It's still filling out. Target milestones. So this is what your company is working on right now. So let's say product launch, hiring timeline, 2 weeks. I need a great recruiting team. All right, Grammarly, we get it. Your girl can't spell. We get it. All right, moving on. Way to out me there. And then we've got our location zones. Now, what this is going to do is give insight into salary ranges. So let's say we're hiring remote. Beautiful. And then we've got to select on here, fully remote. Here's our budget, submit audit. Submit audit. That works, I promise. Okay. So here is the infrastructure report, and this is emailed to you. So it gives you what you inputted. It gives you the target roles, an executive summary of the company, and it also gives you competitive talent landscape. So what are your competitors hiring for? It breaks down each role that you're looking for and cost. It tells us how much it's going to cost per month and what savings you're going to make, and then how it's going to impact revenue. So here's our execution timeline. We're going to tell you exactly how we're going to get this done and when we're going to get this done, and then some of the risk factors and the tech recruiter's recommendations. I am so impressed. I am so impressed with our website. I think it's available. I think it's available. I think it's fabulous. Trevor, very snazzy. Thank you, sir. Mike, all the colors looks great. I wonder who came up with that idea. It looks like mixtricks.io. Richard, don't rain on my parade. And then Jasmine, thank you for sharing. Absolutely. Mohammed, is this available in UAE or Dubai? So we only service the United States, North America, so Canada and the US. I wish we could recruit internationally. We used to a couple years ago, but it's just not sustainable for our business and for our work-life balance. So I'm just being honest with you there. When you work internationally, you're working late hours, early mornings. We did that for like 5 years, and your girl is tired. So we narrowed our focus. Okay, that's what I got for you. That's our website. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Thank you for watching the infrastructure audit. Super excited to be able to bring you more roles. And the real inspiration for this came from our candidates. So everybody has these crazy backgrounds in fintech, backgrounds in SaaS, and they've translated that into crypto, but they also can still go into other verticals. Raise your hand if you know someone that's left crypto. I mean, I am leaving crypto, but okay. I know people as well. So I'm not leaving crypto. We're just expanding past crypto. I feel like crypto has kind of become like an iffy term. Hate to say it, really do, but that's a part of the reason we're expanding. Tiffany, very professional. Thank you so much. That's what we were going for. Trisha, a game changer. I love it. That's what we're trying to do, change the game, but it's not really a game. It's not a, sorry, I was reading a Slack. It's not a game, it's a service. And we're trying to do recruiting the right way. I'm sure a lot of you have noticed we have fun with it. We have fun with it. We try to do the right thing. We're thoughtful about the clients that we take on, and we really want to make a long-term impact. So what does that mean? I don't work on contract opportunities, and I don't mean 1099. I mean like timed contracts, 6 months, 8 months, 24 months. I won't work on those because it doesn't bring stability to my candidates, right? And I want to help you find a job that's like 3 to 5 years, not just something that's going to go on for 12 months. And then in 12 months, you're calling me again and saying, hey, I got to make a move. That's not what I want for you. So that's what we've got to do. Do the right thing first. It pays off. I promise. It's keeping up with tech. Oh, you know what? I forgot to show you. Oh my God. Hold on. Uno momento. I forgot to show you the intelligence and the signal. Okay. Y'all know I'm great at sharing my screen. Hold on. All right. So let's start with Signal. These are industry updates, right? So you can come to our website. It's a one-stop shop, but intelligence. This is the data behind hiring. What is the demand in which vertical? The market share value there, placements per week. And then these are skills that companies are looking for. So if you're trying to figure out what you need to brush up on, come to our website, take a look at these skills. Full intelligence access. This is a, it's in the works. So if you'd like to sign up, you're more than welcome to sign up. I'm not going to explain it, but it's in the works. So that is what we've got going on. I'm going to be like a teacher. Does anybody have any questions? Other than that, the industry is hot. Blockchain is hot. AI, very hot, mainly hiring engineers, but we're going to see that influx in product and marketing very shortly. SaaS is just always growing. I feel like now it's just a point of like, who has the best product? And fintech, it's all about stable coins, baby. It's all about stable coins and payment rails. So if you are, I was not sharing. See, I'm not good at this stuff. Hold on. We'll do it again. Worst comes to worst. We'll do it again. All right, Emily, let's do it this time. Share screen. Share. All right, now we're sharing. Beautiful. So this is our intelligence platform. It's telling you which verticals are hiring the most. It tells us the market share value, how quickly these roles are being filled. But then this is the cool part, the skills that are in demand right now. So if you're looking to brush up on specific skills, come visit our website, thetechrecruiters.com, and this is what you're going to find. So operational GTM and backend and infra. And then over here, we've got market intelligence, what's going on in the space. That's pretty much it. But I think it's really good. I think it's very exciting. Huge shout out to Tyler on our team who built this. I don't know how you did it, but I'm so appreciative. Thank you so much. I think it's really going to take us to the next level. We really just want to help people understand where they need to level up, what's open, what's available, and the different industries that we specialize in. What about tokenization and digital asset jobs for tier 1 banks? Have you seen an increase of jobs? I have. But a lot of these jobs are contract jobs. So that's the one concern that I have there. Are they hiring full-time? Absolutely. But here's the skinny with banks. They have to open the job to the internal team first. So that's why these banking jobs, these really large companies, that's why they take so long. Because they've got to open up the job internally first. And then they have to deal with all the internal applications, but they still have to post the job, but interview the internal team first. From there, if there's no one internal that would be a fit for this job, then they go out and look at applications that have come in or do actual headhunting. So where you see a job may be open for 3 months, it may only be publicly open for 2 weeks. So keep applying to these roles, but keep up to date with the recruiters, with the hiring managers. And you don't want to send a message that's like, hey, is the job still open? Hey, I'm interested. Hey, how are you? You want to be really thoughtful with your approach. And I know I say this all the time. So what do I mean by being thoughtful with my approach? What's a good example for a message? You see something that's still open. What do we want to say? Hey, Joe Schmo. Hi. Sorry, not hey. Hi, Joe Schmo. Do you think my 12 years of banking experience and 3 years in AI would bring value to your team? I noticed the open role, right? You're not being like, hey. You're bringing value based off your background. And I think a lot of candidates, they just talk about themselves and it's exhausting. Think about it. A hiring manager is doing their job. They're doing the job of the open person on their team. They're managing people, and then they're recruiting. And I do recruiting full time. It's a 40-hours a week job. So they're doing 4 different jobs. They are tired, they are burnt out, and they need someone to solve their issues. So if you can show, hey, here's how I solve your problems, you are more likely to get the interview. Ahmet, do you need crypto investigators? I don't personally, but these large companies will need crypto investigator contractors for sure. And there's also an opportunity with these external vendors, these companies that provide services for Coinbase, for Kraken. You can get in on those companies that contract for the larger tier 1 companies and still get that experience while not directly working for Kraken. So that is my 2 cents there. See, we still have the yellow cup. So we're still promoting we have the yellow name tag right here. We're still yellow. Don't worry, we're not going away. Amazing. I don't know if I probably mentioned this before, but there's a website called Trade Coffee. Oh, they send you different coffee from around the nation until you find one you like. I found this and it's close to my heart because it's in Denver, in East Denver. But I found this coffee out of Denver. It is the best coffee I've had in my entire life. Like the best coffee. I love coming on Wednesdays and drinking it with you. So anyway, guys, that's kind of what we've got going on. Let's run through the jobs one last time in case somebody here is new. Senior Flutter developers, QA analysts / engineers, senior backend engineer with Java, a senior software engineer on site in Chicago, a protocol engineer, a community manager, a marketing manager, and a product manager. That's what I've got open. We'll keep this short. I really enjoyed seeing you guys, seeing your comments. I really do miss LinkedIn audios where we could actually have conversations. But it's fine. I'll just be here yapping about whatever. Hope you guys have a wonderful Wednesday. Don't forget, if you've got questions for me, you are more than welcome to join one of my group calls. The link in my LinkedIn profile, book an appointment, 10 of us in the room. It's actually been 7 to 10 people in the room. 10 of us in the room. And it's great to hear other people's challenges. So if you're struggling with something, I haven't replied to your DM, feel free to join one of my calls. It's every Wednesday right after Blockchain Brunch. Hey, Tatum, first time here. Love it. But it's right after Blockchain Brunch. I'm going to give myself a 30-minute break to get pumped and get ready for that call. But I'm here to solve your problems. I'm here to help you within your job hunt. My job is to work for companies and help them staff their team. But I've been doing this for 10 years. I know what works. I know what doesn't. You are more than welcome to come talk to me. And I apologize for not being able to respond to everybody's messages. It doesn't come from a place of malice. It just got a lot of work on my plate. All right, my friends, thank you for coming. Thank you to Mike and Tyler for the rebrand, for the website. Thank you to the team for sticking with me throughout this process. We're really excited to service you in more industries than just crypto. Have a wonderful Wednesday. I'll see you next week. Hold on. Okay. Awkward. Okay, bye. Okay, bye.